In this video, I'll be reviewing the Hobonichi Techo Leather Weeks in the color Evergreen, and also the Hobonichi Cousin with the leather lilac cover. Both of them are new for the year 2022. I've changed up some from last year, and I'll link to my video on last year's review, but I'm trying something different this year. Parts of it very different. I also have a small giveaway for a couple of people at the end. And of course, I tear up a few things. The Leather Weeks comes in this interesting packaging. It kind of looks like a manila envelope. It's supposed to protect it from UV rays. Inside is the insert explaining the different Hobonichis and this really cool picture of all these cats with the saying, "Have a Neanderthal year." Nya is the sound cats make in Japanese. Then there is that cool paper kind of slip cover, which makes the whole thing feel kind of luxe. And the Hobonichi of 2022 still is using the old Tomoe River paper. I don't know what will happen next year. The inside of the Hobonichi Weeks is pretty much the same as last year. On this leather cover one, the leather is so soft that you can kind of see the indentation or the outline of some of the maybe binding part of it, where the leather is kind of glued down onto the notebook. And then you have like this beautiful gold 2022 imprint. And then on the back side, you've got this Hobonichi stamped to the lower left-hand corner. For some of you, this may bother you that when you bend up the front cover, you can get some wrinkles in the leather like this. And it probably will eventually stay wrinkled, I'm thinking, but it doesn't really bother me. It just kind of reinforces that it's very soft leather. And you can also see the kind of outline with the binding as far as the leather. The bookmarks are grosgrain kind of ribbon of taupe and ivory, and they look really well with this color. I got my Hobonichi stuff at Loft, and they were sold out of quite a few things. This lilac colored cover was the last one, and I had to buy the sample. It has 2 lilac colored bookmarks with these cool tips. The inside lining of the pockets is of a darker lilac grosgrain. And the inside guts of the Cousin is the same as last year, but I would like to point out something that they show every year. This is the Mannenrei Hayami-hyou. The Japanese traditionally did not use the Gregorian calendar like just about everyone uses now. For instance, this is the year 2021. Instead, they used a system called Nengo, which was marking the year of the current emperor's reign. So every time an emperor would pass away or abdicate, you'd start the year all over again at 1. So the current emperor is in his 3rd year of reign. So his era is called Reiwa, and 2021 is Reiwa 3. And that's here on the bottom right-hand corner. This chart can be very useful because many times when you fill out applications, they'll ask your birth date in this system. So whenever I fill out forms that require a birth date for the year, I need to put in Showa 32 because I was born in the 32nd year of Showa's reign. What made it particularly difficult was when I was stationed in Okinawa about 35 years ago. They used this kind of system, the Nengo system, with all the grocery expiration dates. So I always went grocery shopping, never really knowing when my milk was going to be spoiled or whatever, because I didn't understand the system. This is so useful. I believe it's in all of the Techos except for the English version. Okay, let's take a quick look at the setup and how I changed around a few things. In previous years, I used the Hobonichi Techo English version in this red leather cover my daughter gave me when she was very young to track my health markers, but I never did that, and instead I'm going to do the health markers in my weeks and just kind of fit it in there. And to be able to continue using this cover, I'll just use an A6 size Tomoe River notebook. And in last year's weeks, I had planned on using the cover to hold different things I wanted to, dress up the weeks with, which was really pretty impractical since all I do is just schedule in the week. So I got rid of a cover for the weeks. I went ahead and tabbed each month with washi tape, and here I'm using Hanabiglass Studio's gold and silver feather dip pen with a 2mm italic nib to write in special days that are holidays or whatever in my calendar. And I'm using Tags Coating ink. And then I'm going to use event schedule stickers of hedgehogs to mark the day, because you're a monster if you don't like hedgehogs. Typically, these very small stickers are used for schedules and planners. And I'll be using these Pilot friction stamps to mark that it's a holiday. This symbol here is the Japanese character for like a holiday. And then I'll use a Petite Deco Rush decoration tape with the same symbol to mark several days off in a row. And because I want to make next year's journal a little more fun, I'm using Stays On ink and a couple of ink bottle stamps. Then I'm going to fill in with ink at the back and maybe just randomly do that. The bottom one I'm filling with Minamo ink with a Tousse ribbon glass pen, and the top one with Tags Coating ink with the Hanabiglass 2mm italic glass pen. I'm hoping to make the weeks version of the planner a more of a catch-all for a little bit of everything and leave that out on my desk so that I use it more. And in a very Inky Rocks manner, I just use a kind of stick of clear quartz to hold down my journal instead of using clips. So I incorporated my Hobonichi English version into my weeks to use together, but this little box in a dark corner of my house is kind of my dump box for journaling and has put me to shame a little bit. This year I'm going to try to fix that with the Hobonichi Cousin. We'll see. I subscribe to like Rock and Gem magazine and a couple other kind of mineral type magazines, and I have consistently kind of scrapbooked my favorite articles and like read them and wrote notes and stuff on the side. But I find with digital subscriptions, I tend to gloss over a lot of things and not keep a lot of information in my head. So this scrapbooking of important articles really helps me out to remember things. But I've never consistently scrapbooked things, all the little fluff that kind of goes in and out of your life that you'd kind of like to collect in one place. I've just been dumping it in a box, and I'd like to be better about that, so I'm hoping that the cousins will help me out. I know I've jumped on this bandwagon about 15 years too late, but a channel I really enjoy watching is My Life Myths. She has a really interesting way of kind of using, I think, the cousins of Vec with interesting scrapbooking techniques. Here's her YouTube channel, and if anybody else has ideas on how to scrapbook on my cousins, I'd appreciate any comments to help me out. First things first, I don't like the way these pen holders look on the cousins cover. That's one of the reasons why I kind of stayed away from the cousins in the first place. Here's just a notebook cover I use, and I ended up just clipping off the pen holder on this one, mainly because the pen holder was sewn into the seam. I was going to wait and ask if someone could put it in the comments how they might have pulled this out, but, well, yeah. I used a sharp box cutter to cut the stitches, and there was a little bit of glue also holding that in there, and that helped hold the leather down. I just used a butter knife to kind of stuff back in the lining, and then used some tweezers to pull out any stray stitches. It ended up pretty nice. I got rid of those bunny ears. I figure I'll start the scrapbooking on the first day of the year on the individual pages. Since I don't normally use the week and monthly thing, what I figured I'd do is maybe start some of that now. So to completely make this journal my own, I decided I better splash some ink around. As an aside, you can tell that fountain pens and fountain pen inks are starting to make their way into the stationery world. On the Hobonichi webpage, they had glass pens and fountain pen inks for sale. And when I was at Loft purchasing my Hobonichis, they had these stickers that literally looked like swatches of chromo shading ink, like haha or something, that you could stick in your journals. That was pretty wild. So here's the first 2 pages of my kind of scrapbooking journal. I have Hai Kaburi Hime ink, and then some stuff in the executive notebook, Rickshaw Bag Works, a soap I like, and a really cool sticker. This sticker and the ones on the next page are by Untofrod. I'll put him in the details below. These pages are on Minamo ink, and then it has a picture of Mont Blanc and the sticker for it from Untofrod, and then a note from Yoseka, and then a spoke fountain pen sticker. So this is what I'll be doing this year: Hobonichi Cousins for journaling, and then the weeks for my planner and scheduling. Now on to the giveaway. There's a small stationery store near our house that I'd like to support, and apparently the cartoon character Sumiko Gurashi is having a 10-year anniversary. I got 2 small planners with the Sumiko Gurashi characters on them. When I did my giveaway for the Kakunos, the little characters were really popular, so I figured these might be kind of fun to give to a kid or use yourself. These platinum preppies just came out a little while ago. They have like little Japanese designs on them, so I got 1 a piece for each of the planners. They both come with a cartridge, but I decided to go ahead and add converters too, so you can use other inks. And of course you need little planner stickers too to put in your planner, and these are pretty cool. They've got like ink bottles and nibs on them, so I'll include 1 apiece. So you have 2 chances to win: a Sumiko Gurashi planner, a platinum preppy with a converter, and some planning stickers. If you head on over to my Instagram account, follow, and just put any kind of comment, and then I'll use a random comment picker to pick out 2 winners for these planners. If you enter, please check back on the next video, and that's where I'll announce the 2 winners. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate you checking out these other videos here, or giving me a like or a subscribe, or all 3 if you want to be really nice. See you next week.